Evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mount Vernon. Welcome to City Council special meeting, the special public meeting. Today is December 16th, 2024. Just a little housekeeping rules. Can everybody please turn off, mute your phones? We have nobody in the audience except our fire commissioner, but the emergency exit is at the back of the room, at the front of the room to your right. Outside the rear door, there is an emergency staircase. Outside the front door here of council chambers is a ladies' room. Just down the hallway in front of the planning department is an AED machine. And to the right of that, there's a men's room and another emergency exit below. We will start off by doing the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Potteet.
I pledge allegiance
To
to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll get right into our referral session. Oh, call a meeting, sorry. Sorry. DC Bonilla.
Thank you. Councilman Boxell?
I'm present.
Oh, sorry. This is a city council special meeting notice today, Monday, December 16th, scheduled for 4 p.m. We're in the city council chambers. This notice was noticed to the Journal News and to the newsroom, is on our website, our social media platforms, and in the rotunda. This meeting is for the purpose of authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Empress Emergency Medical Services for ambulance and paramedicine services and any other such business.
Thank you. With that being said, we will start off with legislation and public works.
Roll call.
Oh, sorry.
Councilman Boxell?
Present.
Councilwoman Brown?
Here.
Councilman Potteet?
present.
Councilman Thompson?
Here, remote at work, at home, sorry.
Council President Gleason?
Here.
Thank you.
Now we will go into legislation and public works. Councilwoman Brown.
Very eager to get to me today. Thank you. I have an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with WeatherTight and Novista for emergency repairs to the roof of the police and courts building and appropriating funds from the American Rescue Act ARPA budget codes H1620.203 with project code C930 and H1620.203 and project code C952. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilman Boxell?
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Potteet?
Aye.
Councilman Thompson?
Aye.
Council President Gleason?
Aye.
Thank you.
With that being said, public safety and codes, Councilman Potteet.
I'm gonna ask Councilmember Brown to read that.
Okay, no problem.
Thank
Councilwoman Brown,
Thank you.
co-chair.
I have an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter an agreement with Empress Emergency Medical Services for ambulance and paramedicine services. So moved.
Second.
On the question?
On a question, so just for the public's edification, there were a bunch of changes made to this contract. So the ambulances will be posted throughout the city. We've laid out what preventative maintenance looks like from the city standpoint. And I hope that the administration has a way to make sure that we complete all of that. We've had the ability to lower some of the time frames on some of the calls for year 2. So there were significant changes made to this to this contract. I do have a question for Assistant Corporation Counsel. I'm looking at the ordinance, and there's certain parts that are kind of laid out. How do we guarantee that the latest version of the contract is signed, I guess, is my question.
All right. You want to guarantee that the latest version is going to be signed?
Correct, like the last one that went around, how do we guarantee that that one is executed on behalf of the city?
All right. That is it should be the last version that you received from me. And that should be the only thing that goes out. That's the version I will send out.
Go ahead.
On a question, Councilman Potteet?
Thank you, Council President. I'll be voting no for this contract because I think the economics don't make sense. For $100,000 more, Empress would probably gladly sign this contract without our ambulances. And so the fact that they're using 4 ambulances and we have a credit that seems minimal, seems to me bad economics and bad governance. So I won't be voting for this legislation. Thank you.
Just Council President for me.
Councilwoman Brown?
Just a point of clarification from Councilman Potteet. You said for $100,000 more, they would be signing a contract using their ambulances?
So right now, we have 2.5 ambulances, and not to belabor this point, but we spend about $240,000 per ambulance. 240 times 4 is $960,000. The contract is $860,000. It's $860,000+. If you take off the additional item or
The paramedicine
the
program?
paramedicine project, thank you. If you take that off. So for $100,000, they have use of 4 of our ambulances. Which to me doesn't make sense. Either they can use their own ambulances, we do something else with ours. Or they use our ambulances and then give us a bigger credit. I would vote for a 6-month contract because we have to do this, that there's no question. But then take the 6 months to renegotiate with Empress and say, okay, give us better economics here.
Okay, so I guess the part that I was confused about is that they never gave us pricing. So I know you're saying that the ambulance is, and I just want to clarify for the public. The pricing that you just said, you believe is 240 something per ambulance is what you've come up with. The pricing that they actually gave us for 4 ambulances increased the cost by $1.6 million, right? So the numbers that you've done and the numbers that the actual cost that was presented to the city is different, right? And you're able to come up with your own analysis on it, but I just don't want the public to be confused about the price that we receive on the city end versus the price that we're taking now with the use of the ambulances. So that's the only part I want to clarify.
Okay. The price that was.
Councilman Potteet?
I'm sorry. The price that was $1 million more was for, and Commissioner, stop me if I'm getting this terminology wrong, was for ALS buses, not BLS buses. There's 2 types of buses that we have. We have.
Commissioner,
ALS.
please come to the microphone, but I think, do we have Tony Everett on the line also? Is Tony Everett on the line?
Yes.
I'm also on. Can you hear me?
Okay, just hold on one sec. Either one of you can answer the question that Councilman Potteet's asking, so if you can please repeat it again clearly into the microphone.
Commissioner Norman, there's 2 types of ambulances we have now. And please help me with the terminology. One is ALS and BLS. Thank you. The option that was $1 million more was for ALS buses. We're not getting that, right? So we have 1 ALS and 3 BLS ambulances. That's in our current contract. Right. Right. And so when Empress presented various options, that there was one option for more ALS buses, we're not taking that anyway. So what we currently have is one ALS and 3 BLSs, which then corresponds to what we currently have. We have 2.5 ambulances. One is ALS and and then the 1.5 is BLS.
May I? Good evening, everyone. What we currently have is one ALS bus 24 hours, one BLS bus 24 hours, and one BLS bus 12 hours. The new agreement will give us one ALS bus 24 hours and 3 BLS buses 24 hours. And when we look to stand up our own system, it was always one ALS bus and 3 BLS buses. So it's exactly what we were trying to do ourselves.
So to clarify, I think the point that Councilman Potteet is making, he believes that the pricing that Empress sent over was for 4 ALS buses.
No,
No?
no.
You believe that the pricing that they sent over was how many buses? And how many ALS?
Empress gave us a few options. Empress showed us one option that would have been $1 million more, but those involved ALS buses, getting 4 ALS buses. We don't have that, and we're not getting that even with this new contract.
So I guess the point, what I'm trying to figure out is where do you see that option? I don't see an option where it says 4 ALS buses. I see increase to 4 ambulances for 24 hours. And that would have been the additional 1.6 million. So I guess where are you finding that it's all ALS buses?
When I had asked for clarification from Empress, they came back and said, you're comparing apples to oranges, because that number that went up by $1 million isn't apples to apples. Because that number where it's 4 ambulances for 24 hours, that was $1 million more. It's option 2 or option 3 involved ALS buses, not the BLS buses that we currently have and are getting with this new contract.
I think there may have been a misunderstanding. I don't believe that was it, but I'll let Tony Everett respond.
Right. I don't have the proposal in front of me, but I do know that there was not a proposal for 4 ALS.
We're having a hard time hearing you, Tony.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't have the proposals in front of me, but I do know that there was not a proposal for 4 ALS buses. We never requested 4 ALS buses, and they never offered 4 ALS buses. There was a proposal for 2 ALS buses and 2 BLS buses, but never for 4. And one of the reasons that we did not go with that proposal is because of the cost.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Everett.
And just Council President,
Councilwoman Brown?
I'm reading the response to option 3 states each additional bus costs 1.1 million. And the response here says in option 3, we add a full ALS bus and a 12-hour BLS ambulance. So that's the pricing. There, I don't see a mention of 4 ALS buses there.
Okay. Let me try to find the email. Give me 1 second.
All right.
That's all right, Commissioner. You can sit down. If we need you again, I'll call you back. Any other questions?
None here.
Roll call.
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown,
Aye.
Councilman Potteet,
No.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Council President Gleason.
Aye.
Thank you.
With that being said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Box Hill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown,
Aye.
Councilman Potteet,
Aye.
Councilman Thompson,
Aye.
Council President Gleason.
Aye. Thank you, Mount Vernon. This concludes the special meeting, December 16th, 2024. We will only have one session on December 23rd. So do not look for a working session. We're doing it all in one. We're doing it all in one that day. With that being said, hoping everybody has a good night and stays